After hitting snooze 3 times, you wake up later than you'd like. You scroll on your phone, sickened with the world before you. Influencers, celebrities, you're smarter, more creative, more beautiful than these false digital idols. And eventually you emerge from your bed to greet the day with a coffee and a cigarette. You mean to do some work, but youthful longing carries you through a carousel of procrastination. Video games, texting your friends, a phone call, and a well-deserved nap. The evening light trickles in, and you are once again struck by the total inadequacy of your life. What have you done? Look at all those people who have accomplished so much. And you're an artist without art, a talent waiting to be found. There is nothing in your life that is purposeful. Everything, your relationships, your job, your beliefs, are all acceptable but never compelling. Thirst traps and doom scrolling are your anesthesia. You drift asleep and live the same day again and again and again, waiting for the moment when you'll finally grow up. Puer aeternus, or the child god, is one of Carl Jung's more well-known archetypes. Also known as Peter Pan syndrome, the man-child, or the eternal child, the puer aeternus is someone who simply will not commit to anything in the fear of surrendering to the actualities of human existence. That is, responsibility, failure, disappointment, and mortality. Instead, they live, or rather, they exist, with each day experienced as a disassociative blur leading to nothing in particular. As Jung writes, they live the provisional life, where one does not exist really, they are only a spectator, so any experience is ghost-like, perfectly abstract, without a trace of realization. This sort of individual deliberately avoids any aim or target for fear of failure, inadequacy, or the inevitable transitoriness of all things. They evade stable work, stable housing, an education, or a relationship, and they do this even when such opportunities are placed directly in front of them. To involve oneself in the daily rat race is simultaneously overwhelming and beneath them. It is better to die with potential than risk finding what that potential truly is. Why? For one, there is a powerful nostalgia. Teenage love, the archetype of the gifted child, the appeal of youth is so often found in the blossoming of things, the precipice of actuality. There is something alluring in that first kiss, in finding one's passion and discovering who you are. Like Sylvia Plath's fig tree, the world offers our youthful selves an abundance of choice, new lovers, friends, countries, and careers, and we often find ourselves seduced by the shade. What's the rush? To pick one thing means maturity. It means growing old and ending up disappointed. It means surrendering to contingency.
As we grow and develop alongside our world, questions of sustainability and worries regarding a safe future for the individual rises dramatically. In efforts to make this a reality, we often become burnt out and begin struggling with our balance between working and being human. Many jobs in the future are being threatened, and our understanding of our world based on what we were taught is shifting rapidly, which means we have to be quick on our feet and ready to embrace whatever change comes. That's where the sponsor of today's video, 1010, comes in. 1010 is a platform that offers an education and future in tech. With 1010, you don't need any sort of tech background to get started, making it beginner-friendly, but also highly effective, as 82% of their graduates get hired within 6 months. 1010 offers an affordable education with flexible payment rates, so you don't have to worry about those giant scary college loans and numbers. The learning is flexible, built for busy schedules and office compatibility. Get a job or get a 100% money-back guarantee. If you want to learn a new job and get ahead of the chaos, sign up for 1010, starting from just $200 a month. You can also sign up for a free 1010 career consultation with the link in the description. Thanks 1010 for sponsoring this video.
Such a nostalgia is, of course, culturally celebrated. Many of the most popular songs detail the yearnings of young love. The lyrics tend to reflect the first encounter, the pursuit, and anxiety over the attainment of the beloved. Rarely do songs romanticize the mundane or monotonous daily rhythms of the relationship itself. Simply put, the idea of love is often more exciting than the experience itself. Can we fault these Don Juans of situationships and indecision? Maybe a little bit. But what about careers? The Bildungsroman is an entire literary genre of wanderlust protagonists soul-searching. One of my favorite authors, Hermann Hesse, has an entire catalog of novels containing young men who struggle to grow up and instead fight for the liberty of remaining innocently detached from all things. There is an endless library of books and films that capture the youthful longing for existential clarity. Will you travel to Alaska like McCandless? Will you adopt the role of the wandering vagabond a la Kerouac? There really is something about always living between the lines of who you could become. But these songs do not tell us about the relationship itself, and many of these soul-searching protagonists only exist up until the end, where the answer is finally given and some stability has been achieved. The finality itself rarely entails further elaboration. For those struggling in an economy that offers little certainty and a job market with few gratifying options, it actually makes sense that many would gravitate towards the illusory romanticism of what could be over what is. In short, the world already offers little in the way of clarity or closure, and so there appears to be a sincerity and at times even a heroism in never having to choose. A generation of 20-something-year-olds, soon to be 30, living on nothing but hopes and dreams. To be fair, this characterization fails to capture the charm of the puer aeternus. Many of these individuals are extremely creative and imaginative. They are capable, incredibly so, and inventive and talented and often quite smart. The eternal child is not someone who necessarily lacks true potential and is simply deluded by their own sense of superiority. Rather, they have often experienced a great deal of encouragement and verification of their skills, often in adolescence. They were gifted. They were the best in art class. They were well-spoken, articulate, quick to learn, and naturally good at the things that their classmates could never quite grasp. This is the real tragedy of the puer aeternus. It's not because they can't, it is because they won't. The talents and competencies that got them this far eventually come up short, and so they either decide to expose themselves to learning something new, that is challenging themselves through making mistakes, coming up short, disappointing others, or they resign into the world of potentiality. I could have been a great artist. I could have been a great writer. In doing so, they avoid the pain of insignificance and simultaneously the anxiety of inadequacy. This is Neverland, a place where people never grow up. Drugs, sex, alcohol, and high adrenaline ventures numb the twilight callings of something greater. If lucky, they will form a merry band of misfits, other adult children encouraging momentary escape from the fragmentation and restlessness of surrender. Together, these companions along this journey towards nowhere may even keep you there. For one, to escape suggests that the others are wrong. The system is rigged. There's no use in getting disappointed. So let us be petrified together. Due to their magnetism and fantastical thinking, the puer may even turn these connections into the beginnings of relationships. They have a lot of big ideas, and they may even appear ambitious. Music, art, poetry, entrepreneurship, they seduce others with the very same promises they've repeated to themselves through the years. But these ill-fated partners will also discover that this disdain for actuality is not constrained to vocations. Nobody is ever quite good enough. She snores, he lives too far, any excuse to jump ship grows salient with each passing day of togetherness. Because too many days in a row, and God forbid this may actually be the one. And they're too young, and there's too much potential, too much to do. Why limit oneself? In moments of solitude, the puer aeternus may look back at a handful of lovers and feel a deep loneliness. But this is short-lived in the age of dating apps. It is better to distance yourself, slowly and gently. They are in the throes of figuring it out. Because it can be figured out. But first, the puer aeternus must somehow recognize that growing up does not mean losing the feeling of vitality, creativity, or potential that they have become attached to. Instead of this either-or fallacy, such individuals should strive for integration, according to Jung. They must come to understand that maturity, commitment, and responsibility can even become guardians for their dreams and values. But how is this achieved? This involves embracing the courage to be normal. Often we think that being normal is simply conforming or giving up. Riding the bus, taking night classes, working at the grocery store. These are far from the romantic images of a main character in Waiting. But immersing yourself in society means that you are finally recognizing that there are things that are larger than you and more important than you. The ego is extracted from the mission. Feeling the heat of the crowd or the loudness of traffic or emails from your annoying boss. Each of these strikes at the protective womb that is the puer aeternus. But to work, out there, trying things, is the only way out of stagnation. Rather than waiting for someone or something to carry one off, this should be self-initiated. They should choose to become the captain of their fate and the master of their soul. But how? Well, the job market is shrinking. We should zoom out. The 21st century calls for creative thinking, new jobs and careers and organizations to tackle the emerging threats to our species. Ecological collapse, the rise of political extremism, wealth inequality. There are people organizing and there are positions, but they aren't easy to get. They may involve doing things you don't want to do. But that isn't the issue. The only thing you should be asking is, what do you care about? What do you want out of this life? Because nobody's coming to save you, and nobody will live your life for you. You've danced along the surface of life so far. Now it's time to take the plunge.